So can I just ask how Ross Docherty is? Any update with him?
He's picked up a groin strain the other night, so unfortunately the weekend's going to come too soon for him. It's not anything too serious, but probably looking at something like a week to 10 days recovery. So yeah, disappointing for Ross. It's been a bit of a stop-start campaign for him, since he's came in. So you'll have to try and get to the bottom of it and make sure that these little niggles stop happening.
Are they all different injuries that he's picking up, or is it a recurring?
No, it's different muscle injuries, and unfortunately we just can't get a consistent run of games in him. And everybody can see how influential he is as a player for us. Obviously club captain, and a big loss to us when he's not in the team. But one thing I have to say, and I have to credit the group, is when we have went into games missing key players, we've always managed to cope without them. And Jordan Tilson came on the other night at Airdrie and was excellent, one of the best players on the park during the time he was on. So very lucky to have as strong a group as what we have, that when things do happen to some of the key players, there's someone always there ready to step in.
So what we're talking team news, any other team news?
Archie Meon unfortunately is going to miss the weekend as well. He's away for a second opinion this week. Just tweaked his knee in training about 10 days ago, and he's the only other absentee.
Are you expecting Inverness to be a different beast with Big Duncan at the helm?
Well, I said after the last time we played them, I felt they were in a false position. I look at the squad that they've got up there, and the experience, and some very good young players as well, and I always expected them to turn it around. I think they were bottom of the table when we played them last time round, and obviously we scraped a 1-0 victory, but it certainly wasn't an easy fixture for us. They've got one of the best defensive records in the league. I think they're only second to ourselves actually, so that tells you something about the organisation and the character within the group. But Duncan Ferguson has came in, he's had a really positive impact straight away, and I think the last 3 games they've had a couple of victories and a draw, so he certainly got them organised, he certainly got them up for it, and you can see that with the results on the park. So it's going to be an extremely difficult game for us on Saturday, there's no doubt about that.
You've taken some pretty impressive stats into the game this weekend. Look at your last 3 games, you've won 3 league games, you've won all 3 of them. I think it's 13 goals, conceded none. Must be pretty happy with how things are going, and I guess the question is the best yet to come?
Well, obviously I'm delighted with how things are going. We're on track for where we want to be, but I'm always very reluctant to get too carried away, and I don't want the players to get too carried away either. I think we've had a great start to the season, and that's all it is. If we start thinking that life's going to be easy every weekend and every game that we go into, then that's when things can turn very quickly. So there are some great numbers there to look at. We've scored 30 goals in the league up to now. We've only conceded 4. We're not relying on only one individual to be that talisman for us. The goals are very much spread out within the group, and we're in the position that we expect ourselves to be in, and probably most people out there would expect of us. But I think the thing that pleases me most of the group is the fact that when that level of expectation is on you, they've been able to handle it. And sometimes that can bring an added pressure, but the players and the staff have proven up to now that they can handle that level of expectation, which is very pleasing.
Just a final one for me. Look at the league. I know it's early days. It's still a lot can happen over the coming months. If you look at the league table, it's almost like yourselves and Raith are being a bit kind of cut off at the top. Do you think it's going to be a 2-horse race, or do you think other teams will find their way back into it?
No, I don't believe it's going to be a 2-horse race, and I think Ian Murray and his players deserve a lot of credit for the start of the season that they have had as well. I mean, there has been significant investment made at Raith during the summer, and you can see the progress that they have made in a short period of time. They've got some very good players, but no, I don't believe Raith will go away, but I certainly think the likes of Partick Thistle and Ayr United and Airdrie even, the 2 games that we've played in Airdrie, albeit we've took maximum points, they've been extremely difficult fixtures for us. So no, I think it would be a bit naive of me to to write anyone off and say it's just going to be ourselves and Raith Rovers. I think Partick have proven over the years that they're always going to be up there competing and challenging, and I wouldn't expect anything different this time round.
Unbeaten in the league, Jim, but the side does seem to have grown in their performances over that time. Do you feel that there is more still to come from this Dundee United side going forward this season?
I always believe every team can improve, and I think that's got to be the challenge for us going forward. You know, not to be happy with where we are right now and rest on our laurels, and just keep working hard in training, keep trying to push each other on a daily basis, and hopefully make slight improvements week to week. You know, at the moment we're all very satisfied with the performances that we have put in. There's been different challenges every week. That's the beauty of this league that we're in. You know, you play against completely different styles and formations and different pitches and conditions and everything else that you have to adapt to. And I think that that's something that the team have really coped with extremely well. You know, there's some real strong characters in the dressing room. We've got some really good leaders, and you know, some of the younger players have really stepped up to the plate as well. You know, Kai Fothering with a couple of goals the other night. You know, Declan Glass is a player that's really impressed me and pleased me over the course of the season up to now. You know, Declan was out on loan last year at Cove and couldn't, you know, hold down a place in their team, but you know, I'm delighted that we're able to give Declan the confidence and the self-belief for him to start believing in himself a bit more and get back to the player that we all know he's capable of being. So, you know, there's been some very, very good individual performances from players, but obviously the thing that pleases me most is how well the team and how consistent the team has been on a regular basis.
And you spoke about Duncan Ferguson, obviously a well-known face at Dundee United and a favourite probably amongst some of the older fans. Do you think that could add a bit more spice to the game and a bit more to the atmosphere, which has always been really good this season here at Tannadice?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, you know, Dundee United supporters will turn out in good numbers to get behind their own team anyway. But I'm pretty sure there'll be a few of them that'll be you know, pleased to see him back, and I've no doubt we'll give him a very warm welcome. Obviously started off his career here and had, you know, great success before he got his move. Yeah, I think it's great for the league. I think it's great for Scottish football that we've got someone of his profile back in the game. And you know, he had a very difficult period down at Forest Green. Things didn't work out quite as well as he would have liked, but you know, he's been given another opportunity at Inverness, a very well-run football club, and he's had a significant impact straight away. And I think you know, I'm pretty sure he'll be enjoying life back in Scotland, and yeah, looking forward to meeting him. You know, obviously I know him from one of the coaching courses that I was on down at Largs with the SFA. That we were on the A licence together, but yeah, looking forward to having that challenge with him at the weekend, and hopefully we'll come out on top.
Thank you.
Jim, the team is motoring along in the league. How important is it though that the lads are totally focused on what they do and they just kind of keep their foot on the gas?
I think that's the most important thing for us, is that we don't get carried away. You know, after any victory, you know, straight away after the game on Tuesday, we're thinking about Inverness and we're talking about Inverness, and had another meeting with the players this morning, and that message again, talking about how well Inverness have done since we've last played them, the impact that the new manager has had on the team. We spoke about how well organised they are as a team, so you know, the players will certainly know what to expect, and they won't be going into the game underestimating the opposition. And you know, from our point of view, it's just about you know, resetting after every single game and making sure that we continue to carry on the same message that what we have worked on all pre-season, and gladly and thankfully it's worked out well up to now in this season.
And the lads have played some really lovely football at times this season, but you've also had to roll your sleeves up and kind of win ugly as well. How important is it to have that right mixture of silk and steel, if you like?
I think it's really important. Look, obviously the game's about entertaining the fans, and you know, about trying to play nice, attractive football. And you know, we've been used to dominating possession in most of the games. We didn't do that on Tuesday night, but we had to find a different way to win, and we managed the game brilliantly in the second half. I thought, you know, that the players carried out the message brilliantly, and yeah, that's really, really pleasing as a manager, because you know, when things are going well, it can become a very easy game to play. But you know, you find out more about people, I think, in moments of adversity and when things aren't going particularly well. And at this moment in time, the players have stepped up to every challenge that's come their way.
Great, thanks.
Thank you.
This is the last game you have at Tannadice in November. We're heading out to 4 games away from home, basically on the trot. How important is it to send the fans that are here in numbers on Saturday home with a good performance and a good result?
Well, listen, we love playing here at Tannadice in front of our own fans, and they've been brilliant for us this season. They've turned out in great numbers, and I'm delighted that we've been able to repay their commitment with some really good football and plenty of goals along the way as well. We don't fear going on the road. Our away record is really good. I think they've picked up 16 points from the 6 away games up to now. 5 wins and a draw. So we've shown already that being away from home is not an issue for us. But of course, we would like to sign off tomorrow with Saturday with a really pleasing performance in front of them. Hopefully some more goals to cheer on, and hopefully another organised and disciplined performance from the players.
These fans, as I say, when they go away from home, so they go in numbers as well. It's not just at Tannadice, they're in numbers. They're over 1,000 at Airdrie the other night again. Yeah,
they're a credit to the club. They really are. And in times of real difficulty and challenging circumstances for everybody financially, they always seem to find a way to come on the road with us and support us, and they really do make a difference. And I think they understand the difference that they can make. And they've been very, very supportive of myself, the staff and the players, and we don't take that for granted, that's for sure.
Have you noticed any differences in the performances of playing of Inverness over the time since Duncan Ferguson coming in your analysis? Have you seen anything there that's a surprise to you?
Look, I've said numerous times that I felt they were in a false position. I think they've got some real quality in the squad and some good experience, and the likes of Billy Mackay leading the line for them. I think that Duncan has probably made them a little bit more organised in terms of their defensive shape, but I don't like talking too much about that type of thing, because I always think it's a little bit disrespectful to the previous manager, and I've got a lot of time for Billy Dodds, and I think Doddsy was unlucky in his last game at Raith Rovers that I watched. Could have been a couple of goals up at half time, and unfortunately lost the game from his point of view, and ultimately that's what cost him his job. But Duncan Ferguson has certainly got a reaction from the players. They're responding to whatever instructions he seems to be giving them, and hence why they've picked up 7 points in their last 3 games. So it's going to be an extremely difficult tie. We'll be firm favourites, as we always are here at Tannadice, and we have to handle that level of expectation as we have done up to now, and hopefully get all maximum points again.